Welcome in, everybody. It all comes down to this. And we're getting the starting lineups for both squads.
Good afternoon, basketball fans, and welcome back to beautiful DeSoto, Kansas. We are live from the Wildcat Den, the campus of DeSoto High, for the championship, the ultimate game in the boys bracket between the home DeSoto Wildcats and the visiting North Meadow Oak Park. Friends, if you like high-powered offense, if you like aggressive defense, if you just plain like good old basketball played the right way, a couple of great coaches and teams to play hard, you are in the right place. We are moments away from tip-off. My name's Sean Brewer, here with David Trimble, here with Will Huddleston, here with Hayden Kalo. Back at the mothership, we got Nolan Rader. We got Jim McClintock out of the truck. I mean, it's sort of like an 8-10 reunion around here.
It's unbelievable to have this much personnel out here getting this game covered for us. And Sean, you were asking if we liked those things. I like all of those things.
Well, guess what, my friend? Then you were in the right place, because we are about to see a couple of the most explosive offenses in the metro area. And friends, we are moments away from tip-off. As soon as the sound goes, and we are underway in DeSoto. Early tip advantage goes to the Wildcats.
And Winston-Allen got that one, but then the Wildcats just chased that one down to give themselves the first possession. First chance to strike here. This is just kind of the feeling each other out phase. See what kind of defense. Oak Park, and a dangerous pass right there. Tip, so no backcourt call. We're heading back the other way. Just kind of seeing what defense they're throwing at them, what kind of offense the Wildcats are putting up. First shot is up, no good. Heading back the other way are the Northmen. And they were driving, now they're going to go around the outside. Donovan Ross driving to his left. I think they got to be looking for Winston-Allen down low, but he is, and that's a nice little spin move right there. Corbin Allen getting the first bucket of this game. 7 minutes to go, first quarter. And Jaden Lang over to Trent Johnson. Back over to David Coben, the hero from a little more than a year ago. Not able to get this one to fall. We're heading back the other way with the Northman, Corbin Allen, over to Ross. Setting up the offense, getting it back over to Allen. Alvin drives, kicks it back out to Ross. Ross for the three ball, not able to go, but getting the offensive rebound is Winston Allen. And he goes up and he has earned himself a trip to the free throw line. 6:15 to go, first quarter of this final championship game of the boys bracket of the DeSoto Hardwood Classic. We've been coming at you from DeSoto, and he knocks down the first one. All week we've been bringing you the action, and it all leads up to this.
And good news, I'm back with my roster. So I don't just have to say number 5 and number 4. And he gets them both. Winston Allen, 6'6" senior, getting it done at the line early.
Now, Sean, we've been calling these games here in DeSoto since Monday. You don't have all the teams memorized, all the heights, all the weights, or all the grades.
I know them by face, but I don't know that the fans that are listening would appreciate if I said, well, that guy, and now he passes this to the other guy, and that other guy's really good. Although that would be absolutely accurate. Twisting and turning, that's Corbin Allen from the elbow. No good, but a good look by Aiden Fields. Going back the other way for the Wildcats. 2-4 in favor of Oak Park.
And once again, I just got to mention it, the DeSoto student body here. They start off every game and every half sitting down, and once their team gets the first points, they are up and they are on their feet for the duration.
Wildcats inbound into the backcourt. David Coben being trapped. Gets rid of it early and easily to Ogden. To Jaden Lang, who's been a great surprise for this DeSoto offense. Where's number 13? He's just a sophomore. Round the wheel. Down to the left corner. That is Blake Miller. Blake Miller getting the unexpected start over the illness that caused Blake Hicks to miss this contest. We understand, at least according to his teammates, they say that he's back at home. He's in bed with his collection of teddy bears. So Blake Hicks, if you're watching, I'm sure you are, we hope that you're getting well, and I know that your teammates wish you a speedy recovery, as do we. David Coben recovers it up top. Here's Ogden. Back up top. You know what? If you can't make something happen, do it from the outside. Here come the Northmen. And there's Winston Allen. He's just so quick with the ball despite his huge frame. A little razzle-dazzle around on the back. Not a lot of razzle, but a little bit of dazzle for the Northmen on that rebound. They had to come from way back to pull that one down.
And I would have liked to have seen Trent Johnson just go up strong with that one, play through the contact, and try and get this game tied up.
Corbin Allen twists around in the lane, and he gets that one to fall. Corbin Allen with his first bucket of the game makes it 6-2 halfway through the first. Wildcats struggling to get going on offense. Let's see what Blake Miller can do. Nothing doing. How did David Coben come in there on the rebound? Doesn't matter, but what does is Nick Ogden, who's cleaning up the garbage underneath, and he does so well. Call him the garbage man. 6-4 in favor of Oak Park. Back up top to Corbin Allen, being guarded by Coben. See if he takes advantage of that high differential. Here's Josh Corey. They're trying to feed it inside, but so far, David Coben is just doing a remarkable job, and he's kind of playing the middle in that 2-3 zone.
Just wreaking havoc all over the place. He got his hand in there and affected that shot from Allen, and now he brings it up. It is hard to believe that this young man has one more year of high school basketball after this one. Just a junior.
Junior year. That was my best 3 years of high school. There's Trent Johnson down in the corner, back up to the top. Ogden gets it to Jaden Lang. Lang had a huge game a couple of nights ago in semifinal action. Back to Coben. They're going to kind of reset things. Halfway between the circles. Waits for the screen, goes the other way. Coben off the glass. Draws the foul. He's going to be at the stripe shooting two. His team down by 2, 6-4 to the Northmen.
And that's Aiden Fields picking up his second foul, 2:32 left to go. I was just getting ready to comment on his defense. He is right there, and he saw Lang as the first one rims off. He saw Lang had just a momentary miscue while he was dribbling, and he was right there trying to get that ball back. But he is going to have a seat probably for the remainder of this quarter.
Maddox Dow and Charlie Woolabin check in for DeSoto. Second shot by Coben. That one's good. He's not going to miss 2 in a row from the stripe. 6-5, still in favor of the Northmen. Adam Tanner, the freshman phenom, has entered the game for the Northmen. Despite his age, despite his size, He is one of the most talented athletes that we've seen all week here in DeSoto. Long shot down in the corner. No good. Rebound. Johnson. Here come the Wildcats. Miller gets it over to Lang. Looking to put the moves on Tanner. Lang in the lane, backs him down, up, off the back of the rim and down. Jaden Lang with his first bucket of the game. And the Wildcats with their first lead of the game. 7-6, under 2 to go in the first. Tanner being pestered over on the right wing. Back up top. This 2-3 matchup zone by DeSoto is giving the Northmen all kinds of fits. Off shot, Tanner. Round the wheel up top. Little dribble drive, 3-ball, top of the key, no good. Rebound goes to the Wildcats. Good effort by the Northmen to try to save it. With 1:20 left in the first. Wildcats up by 1, looking to add to it on this next possession.
As Corbin Allen checks out of the game, he nearly poked that one away and was able to save it on the offensive end.
1:15, 1:14, David Coben bringing it up. Calling out his commands. Hands it over to Johnson. Johnson being double teamed and trapped, looking for a jump ball. Instead, the Northmen are going to get a foul.
I think that one's on Tanner.
Adam Tanner. Only his first. That is the third team foul against the Northmen. Only one team fouls against the Wildcats so far. Coben waits for the screen from Ullman. Decides to pop the 3. He's lethal from out there. Quite frankly, he's lethal from everywhere. Winston Allen. Outlet pass. We're going to say that he kind of carried it a little bit. The palm call.
And Adam Tanner, to show you the confidence that his coach has in him, he is marking arguably one of the better players in the state, but on the team for sure, in David Coben, and he's giving him fits.
And we saw it right there.
I was going to say, that was almost on cue. He gets in there and gets that steal.
Tanner with a hand in on it. Speaking of getting a hand on it, going the other way now. Here's Corbin Allen looking for somewhere to put it. He puts it in the left corner. 3, no good. Rebound. Again, David Coben. Less than 30 to play at the end of the first. Outlet pass all the way down to Blake Miller. Blake Miller with his first bucket of the game makes it 9-6.
And that is David Coben doing David Coben things.
Less than 10 to play in the first. Up top is Corbin Allen trying to put the moves on. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 3-ball, no good. Another rebound by Coben. No foul, and that's going to do it for your first quarter of play in the ultimate game of the Hardwood Classic here at DeSoto. And your home Wildcats are up 9-6 over the visiting Northmen of Oak Park, and we will be right back on 810varsity.com. Back with you live here on 810varsity.com. 9-6 is the score. First quarter of action is in the books. We wait for the start of the second quarter. Wildcats up by 3, 9-6.
Adam Tanner doing the honors, getting that one in to Corbin Allen. He's going to bring that one up.
Allen kicks it out. Now there's a little bit different really kind of a different approach to that set offense that they are running at the end of the first quarter. That's Coach Brendan Scanlon doing work at the break. It makes it a 1-point game, 9-8. Just underway here in the second quarter. Jaden Lang working up top against Corbin Allen. Back to Miller, little stutter step, gets rid of it. And it goes to the wrong color jersey up, and that's going to be a foul from behind. Are they going to say that he was in the process of the shot? Did he get it off in time? I think that Corbin Allen was looking for an intentional. We saw one of those called earlier this week. So let's see. So we see Coach Ryan Roby, or I beg your pardon, Coach Matt Rice. Just had a conversation with Coach Roby not too long ago. But Coach Rice is not pleased, to say the least. Here's Corbin Allen. The stripe, going to be shooting. No good. But an offensive rebound. Put back up, still no good. They're going to say last touch by the Northmen, going the other way.
And Den Gack is probably kicking himself for not being able to get that one. The hustle to get that rebound and then just not able to put it away.
And here's Tanner once again, all over Trent Johnson. Maddox Dow back into the contest. Maddox Dow does a great job of setting those off-ball screens. Despite his size, he doesn't care. He's like the honey badger. He'll mix it up with anyone. And there's someone that doesn't need to mix it up when he's shooting, and that is Blake Miller. That is Miller's third, fourth, and fifth points of this contest.
And that was all created by just making the extra pass. That was fantastic ball movement, getting to the open man, and he knocked it down.
12-10. Pestering defense by the Wildcats, almost force another Northman turnover. Here's Lang in the lane, puts it up off the glass, so smooth. Corbin out.
Making it look easy.
Makes it 12, 6:15 left to play before half. All tied up at a dozen apiece. Johnson gets it back into Ogden, who's back into the contest. Lang pulls it back up, a little reset, and there is a streaking Maddox Dow, but he gives it over to Lang. Dow can't come up with a rebound, and here come the Northmen. Caleb Estes from the elbow, I beg your pardon. Yeah, that was Caleb Estes. Can't get it to fall, and so far early in this contest, the Northmen are shooting less than 30% from the field, and they cannot buy a shot. But fortunately, if you're a Wildcat fan, that's exactly what you're hoping for, the defense. There's Tanner, no foul called, but Tanner and does a great job. How about that follow? But two shots still do not go in. The lid on the basket remains. Golden opportunity for the Wildcats. Nick Ogden with the hustle makes them pay. 14-12. 5:16 left to go before halftime, and you are watching the championship game of the Hardwood Classic live only on 810varsity.com. .16 to go before we have a halftime break here at DeSoto. The home team up by 2 over the visiting Northmen in the championship game of the Hardwood Classic.
And Coach Brendan Scanlon just called the timeout. Saw him over there just telling his young men, we got this. Just got to play our game.
Donovan Ross back into the game. They've been trying to work it inside because of that right there. They see that they have an opportunity to exploit the height advantage inside, and they do just that. Corbin Allen with another bucket. That's a tough off-balance shot for Blake Miller, but he used his body well. Here's Tanner Feeding on the right wing. Got it! Josh Corey. Welcome to the party, Mr. Corey. Sinks the three, and he puts the Northmen up by 3, 17-14. Just over halfway through the second quarter. Trent Johnson dealing against Tanner. Little twists and turns. How about that shot? Hello, Mr. Johnson. Makes it a 1-point advantage for the Northmen. Adam Tanner being guarded by Trent Johnson. Just inside the front court. And that is a sight to behold. Winston Allen.
Going way up to get that one.
We saw him do that in previous games. And it's just like playing ball with the neighbor kids out in the driveway. They just threw it up. He was right there, right place, right timing. What a treat that was for all the viewers and the people here at DeSoto High School. But David Coben and the Wildcats say, hey, you know, we got a little razzle-dazzle of our own. Not going to happen on that shot by Johnson. Coming back the other way. Are we going to have a repeat? Just about. No intentional. I think Coach Rice over there, he is absolutely working the officials. Trying to lobby for every extra opportunity there. 19-16, 3:23 left before halftime. 3-point advantage for the Northmen. And welcome back to DeSoto High School. 19-16 in favor of the Northmen. Sean Brewer, David Trimble, Will Huddleston, and Will Huddleston back here doing a good job. He's our statistician. So any of the stats that I throw out, if you disagree with them, you need to take it up with Mr. Huddleston. And he's giving me the evil eye. Will is a junior here at DeSoto High School, and he's been gracious enough to lend us his talents for the better part of the week. You see Corbin Allen making the first of 2 free throw shots. Mr. Huddleston has been able to give us some insight on this DeSoto program. We'll hear a little bit more from him later on in the broadcast as Allen makes them both. Makes it a 5-point advantage. There's a little confusion. Both coaches and with that exasperated look on their faces.
And I think they're just going to get Corey with the body on that one. And Coach Rice, actually both coaches are being asked to return to their respective coaching boxes.
And I can oh boy, he is playing with fire right there. This crew, and more on this crew here in just a little bit. I spot some colleagues out there, and one of them, one of the top officials in the country, quite frankly. 21-16. Just over 3 to play before halftime. Lyon gets it over to Coben, pops the 3, he got it! David Coben doing what he does best. Sinking it from long range, makes it a 2-point game. And Allen tried to tap that one in, a little bit too ambitious. Going the other way, another turnover. And here comes Josh Corey. Bounce pass underneath. And guess who's going to go back to the line? That's Winston Allen. You got Corbin Allen, he's the 6'4" sophomore, and Winston Allen, the 6'6" senior. Just an Allen party right now. 3-point advantage for the Northmen. Allen looking to extend it right here. First one is good. Winston Allen with 5 points so far, making his presence felt on defense as well. The student section of DeSoto trying to distract him, but it didn't happen that time. And Allen, Winston Allen, makes them both. Here comes Coben and the Wildcats. Just over 2.5 to go.
Estes is just hounding Coben.
And he's doing it in the right way. Long shot by Miller, doesn't go. But Lang, turn around, put back, still not going. And coming up with it is the Northmen. Long outlet pass to Corey. Back up top to Ross. He's going to reset it. Pop it back out to Winston Allen. And you know, when he has that much time and that much space, he's going to pop it every time. Winston Allen with his 6-point this quarter alone. Right side. There's Johnson in the lane, puts it up. And I think, well, I won't speculate here, but some extra credit. The student section of DeSoto is pretty animated, but they do it in a respectful way. And quite frankly, you know, we see a lot of basketball at David Trimble and been to a lot of different venues. You know, like I don't know what they're called, but Olathe South always does it right. You know, they don't have those cheesy, disrespectful chants. They're not talking during the national anthem. Well, kind of the same way right here at DeSoto High. And hats off to the administration and, quite frankly, the parents, guardians of all these students. They know exactly what to and not to say, so well done to them. 6 points separate these two teams, and 1:48 separate us until halftime. Coben comes up with a steal, tries to thread the needle, can't quite get it to Blake Miller. Coming back the other way, there's Ross on the far side. He's going to set it up top. Corbin Allen up to help should he need it. Back to the zone for DeSoto, which has really stymied this defense, or excuse me, the offense of the Northmen when they've brought this out. But there's one thing that can always bust the zone, and that's it right there, Winston Allen. Have a second quarter, my man. That is 9 second quarter points for Winston Allen.
And he just made that look so, he just stepped right into that shot. Form was perfect. I had a perfect line's eye to that one.
But Jaden, my goodness, Jaden Lang. I'm looking at my score sheet. They say he's only 6 foot tall. But my goodness, he was playing like he's about 7'3" on that one. He would not be denied. Here's Ross coming around the right side, dumping it off. And he says, you know, I might as well take it if nobody's going to be on me, does Estes. Good hustle. And a hits-up play over on the far side by Blake Miller to kind of toss that one back at the leg of a Northman.
And Corbin Allen was right there with him, and he was the unfortunate recipient of that toss back.
Charlie Woolabin takes a seat, and back comes Nick Ogden. Ogden, 6'3" junior. He's not afraid to mix it up down low as well. Less than 12 to play before halftime. Looking possibly for a clear out. There's Coben. How many times have we seen him do this before? He's going to have to get rid of it. There's Ogden. Right side to Miller, off the glass, a little bit short. 29-22 is where we are, and that's what it's going to be going into halftime. The Northmen of Oak Park with a 7-point advantage of the host of this Hardwood Classic, the Wildcats of DeSoto. We're going to be right back with some halftime stats and more live on 810varsity.com. And welcome back to DeSoto High School. We have 2 quarters in the books and 2, maybe more quarters left to play in this Hardwood Classic Ultimate Championship. Welcome back to A10Varsity.com. Wildcats going into the break had 22. Oak Park, the Northmen, had 28. And David Trimble, will you tell us what they have as we start the third quarter?
They have, respectively, for DeSoto and Oak Park, 22 and 28. It's the same score. Will,
the same
what do you think
score.
about that?
That's crazy how it works.
Is that a new rule that they...
It must be. I don't remember that happening any other time.
Will Huddleston, is that something special here at DeSoto High School? As you walk the halls, the bowels of DeSoto High, are there some funny, and I say math in air quotes because I'm not really sure that math is a real thing. Just ask my banker. More on that in a second as we see the start of the third quarter. Jaden Lang gets it over to Coben, and coming out of nowhere, Winston Allen. Winston Allen just sprung up there like he had those go-go gadget boots on. But the Northmen can't capitalize. Here come the Wildcats, down by 6. 28-22, balanced scoring for the Wildcats in the first half. Ogden, Lang, Coben with 4. Johnson and Miller, both with 5. For the Northmen, Winston Allen leading all scores with 12. The other Allen on the roster, Corbin with 10. Caleb Estes with a couple, and Josh Corey with 3. I think they're going to get kind of an inadvertent foul called against Donovan Ross. You see David Coben kind of reach for his mouth. Looks to be okay. Nick Ogden up on top, round the wheel. There's a cutting. David Ogden, right wing. Trent Johnson pops a 3, doesn't go down. Here come the Northmen, looking to add to their 6-point advantage. Wide open left corner, got it. Josh Corey with his second trifecta of the game. All he does is shoot and make 3s. Perfect 2 for 2 from the field. There's Johnson, gets it over to Lang. Lang is so shifty. Just a sophomore. Going to be so exciting to watch him over the next 3 years. So much fantastic youth on display at this Hardwood Classic. Over on the left side, little pickpocket there by David Coben. Long outlet pass to Miller. And that's going to get the students off their feet. I am not only good at math, but I'm good at English.
English
grammar.
good too.
Me like rock, 31-24. Me liking this game right now. 7-point advantage for the Northmen. But the Wildcats starting to spring to life. They could use a big stop right now. Ross from the left wing, no good. Rebound. And that was kind of a saving foul because, quite frankly, I think Corbin Allen was on his way to a travel, but the foul was committed before his torso hit the groundo.
Will, the student tradition of the sitting until they score the first basket, do you know the origin of that? Do you know where that came from?
I have no idea.
There's Allen. First name Winston, doesn't get that one to fall. Here come the Wildcats and Lang. Lang into the front court. Going to go ahead and back it out, give it to Johnson. He's got some room in the lane. He loves to do that. Oftentimes he's able to get that to go. Not that time. Long outlet pass, intercepted by Lang. Here comes Coben to the Wildcats. Coben back to Lane. In the lane, a corkscrew move. Jaden Lang showing us why he's one of the most hot sophomore prospects in the Midwest with athleticism like that.
I mean, that was just a beautiful move.
This Northmen lead back to 5, and they did a great job on that play drawing the charge.
Trent Johnson standing in there strong, taking the contact and sending it back his team's way.
And Mr. Pester Tanner back into the game. And he does that and a lot more. The freshman phenom. Here comes Johnson. Behind the back, gets it over to Miller. Miller again in for the injured, well, not the injured, but the ill Blake Hicks. We wish him a speedy recovery from the short corner. That was Coben, but he found himself on the wrong side of the line. It's going to be another turnover. Oak Park by 5, looking to extend it now. Caleb Estes being guarded by Miller. Will Huddleston, Blake Miller, not one we've seen a lot of action from this week, but quite frankly, everyone that I talk to say, he is ready to play when called upon, and that's what happened today. Blake Hicks sitting at home in his bed surrounded by his teddy bears, according to his teammates, not me. But what do you know about this Blake Miller fella?
Yeah, Blake's always been a very good player. I played with him myself way back in the day, and he's always been very good. And I do believe he's ready for this job. He's been working hard, he's been in the weight room, and he's ready to take over.
Josh Corey, second shot. No good, still 31-26. Wildcats just clawing away at this Oak Park Northman lead. Nick thought about popping the 3. Lang around the wheel up top, back to Johnson. Had to hurry for that one. Oak Park back to a man-to-man defense. There's Johnson. Thought about taking the 3. Saw Lane, dribble drive, had to kick it back out. The battle that I'm seeing underneath between Winston Allen and Nick Ogden. Now, Ogden, he's given up about 3 or 4 inches to Allen, but he doesn't care. He's mixing it up down there in the low post. 31-26, just over 3.5 to play in the third. Championship game. The Hardwood Classic at DeSoto High School, and you're watching it live on 810varsity.com. Welcome back to DeSoto. Is that some salt and pepper I hear in the background? What is that, David Trimble?
I believe that was a little bit of salt and pepper for you there.
Hot pepper, not
pepper.
Salt and pepper.
What a heads-up play right there by, I believe it was Winston Allen, as he got that when he knew he was sliding and was getting ready to go out of bounds.
Look at that, slicing and dicing, can't get it to fall, but a great opportunity wasted by Corbin Allen. Hey, how about that vision? Blake Miller. Blake Miller with 9 points. In for the ill Blake Hicks. There's Allen from 3, can't get the roll. David Coben, another rebound. He's going to try to dump it off underneath to Ogden. Ogden rejected. Here comes Winston Allen and the Northmen. Corey, left wing, back up top. Oh, cluster of Northmen. Talk more about that mascot name here in just a little while. But right now, it's a 3-point advantage by those Northmen. Back up top, wide open is Corey. Can't get it to go, off the back iron. Wildcats with a fantastic opportunity to pull within 1 or even tie this one up. Johnson lost the handle momentarily. And Caleb Estes just a little too aggressive.
Got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Speaking of cookies, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Why
Speaking
do
of
I not have a
cookies.
cookie in my hand right now?
Yeah, guys, I'll bring you cookies.
Yeah, that one's on me. We had a great
Unbelievable.
night at Good Sense last night.
Boy, Goodsen's not a sponsor, but they probably need to be. The way we're talking about the cookies. Talk to your boss.
I will.
Have him reach out to A10 Varsity. Attention, Chad Nolan Raider. Here's Lang over the right wing. Back in is Aiden Fields. Here on the left side, bottom of your screen, that was Johnson. And there's Coben off the front iron, but a huge rebound and tying up, and that is the right call. That's a jump ball. And the possession arrow is pointing to the right on your screen, which means that the Northmen will have the next possession.
And I'm liking that battle that I'm seeing down there between number 55, Woblin, and Winston Allen. They were doing battle down there underneath.
Here's Adam Tanner. Adam Tanner being pestered by Maddox Dow. A little taste of his own medicine. There's Allen. He's just kind of got that, the way that the best players do. The game just kind of slows down for them, and they make it look like they're hardly even working. What defense! Talking about Maddox Dow, and he is all over Tanner. All over Tanner. And that was getting the crowd to show their appreciation and respect for Maddox Dow, the 5'11 junior. As we see Lang take a breather, presumably for the last 1:25 of this third quarter. Corbin Allen throws it inside to the other Allen Winston. Corbin, right wing, back up top. Free throw line. Not about turning, twisting, corkscrewing around. Here's Winston Allen. Can't get that one to fall. Here's Dow, threading the needle. Couldn't hang on to it. Was Miller, not for lack of try and hustle. There's Tanner, gets it back up to Allen for three. Off the back iron, but a rebound. Goes to the Wildcats, and another rebound for Allen.
Look at that pass right there. David Coben. I mean, that was the definition of threading the needle.
David Coben comes up with the rebound, single-handedly brings it up, about a third of the way up the court, the bounce pass all the way to a waiting Blake Miller. And we got a one-point contest in the last 30 seconds of the third quarter. Corbin Allen trying to get the defense to step back a little bit. No call. Officials doing a great job of letting him play. Northman going to be playing for the last shot. Corbin Allen up top, being guarded by Miller. Allen kicks it out to Estes, down low. And a foul called with 4.8 seconds left. Winston Allen, he went up strong, got his right hand pulled down. That earns him a trip to the stripe. Team still up by one, looking for a little breathing room here at the end of the third quarter.
And on that possession, Blake Miller was doing, as he knocks down the first one, Blake Miller was doing absolutely everything he could. He took a little bit of it was very close to being an offensive foul. Took one of those, and then he just got him on the arm as he was driving.
And now a three-point advantage, 4.8 seconds for the Wildcats to get it up and down the court. Here's Johnson, half court, 2 seconds, one up off the glass, no good. And that 33-30 score we talked about with 5 seconds left is where we're going to leave it at the end of three quarters. The visiting Northmen of Oak Park up by 3, 33-30. Over the home team and the host of this fine tournament at the Hardwood Classic, the Wildcats of DeSoto. And you are watching it only live right here on 810varsity.com. And they are jumping around here in DeSoto, and why not? Because we have a heck of a game for you. 33-30, Oak Park over DeSoto. Start of the fourth quarter. Wildcats with an opportunity to potentially tie this up. At least get a little bit closer. Nick Ogden up on top. Get it down in to Lang, and he loves that turnaround shot. He gets it down. Jaden Lang with his 4th point of the second half. He's got 12 total, and that's going to bring the student section to life. They love to see good effort like that, so do we, and everybody watching at home. And a jump ball called. I think they are looking for a travel, but it was either going to be a jump ball or going to reset the dribble. But possession arrow right now pointing in favor of the Northmen. Oh, doesn't he? My goodness. That is absolutely ridiculous. The way that he can just hang in the air. Winston Allen tips it back in on the inbounds pass, gets fouled in the progress. What was a 1-point game now is a 3 and a potentially 4-point advantage. But he doesn't get the free throw to go. 35-32. Just over 7 to play in regulation. Here's Lang. Lang to Coben to Johnson. And Johnson tried to get through, but there's Tanner. There's Adam Tanner, the 5'8 freshman, playing beyond his years. He is the ultimate pester. He's like the mosquito that keeps bugging around your ear. And you slap it, and it just gets more frustrating because he can't get it. That is Adam Mosquito Tanner. Corbin Allen inside to Winston. And Winston Allen having himself quite the game. 16 points so far for the 6'6" senior.
And Coben was doing all he could on that one. He's just giving up a few too many inches to be able to adjust that shot.
Surprised that they haven't tried to take advantage of that more. And here's Lang, dribbling with his left, gets it up to Miller. Between the legs, and Coben's going to reset. Lang over the left wing, being pressured. He's going to go ahead and take it again. He made his last 2, but that one won't go for him. Here come the Northmen, just under 6 to play in regulation. Adam Tanner going to run the point. Kick it out to Caleb Estes on the right wing. Back to a man-to-man defense now for the Wildcats. Let's say last tip by a white jersey. 5 points separate the two teams.
And as he exits, Ogden, I was just getting ready to say, watch them do battle. Ogden and Allen down low.
And here's Charlie Wobelin back into the contest. 6'4" sophomore. They can definitely use his side inside. Let's see what he can do here. Did he get a piece of that? I think he might have. They're going to call it. Yeah, they will. I think they're going to get it, and that's how he's rewarded. Poor Charlie gets caught into the game. I think he did get a little bit of piece of that last shot, but the rebound goes to the Northmen. They put it back up. They're going to get Charlie. No, I think they're going to get Jaden Lang on that one. Lang from behind, and that is only his second. 6 team fouls. The next one puts the Northmen into the bonus. Corbin Allen, he almost set that one perfectly.
Kind of hung up there a little bit.
Didn't it, though? Don't see that too often.
That's what they call the shooter's touch. You can just place it right where you want.
Corbin Allen, second shot. That one not so lucky. But guess what? Winston right there for the putback. And he's just going to trade places. Says, I kind of like the look of that charity stripe. Let's see how it works for me. And he's going to be shooting 2. 5:31 left in this one. 38-32. Northmen, 6-point lead over the Wildcats.
And that was Lang picking up his 3rd foul, but with 5:31 to go, down by 7, I got to think he's going to be staying in the game.
Allen, second shot, no good. Are we going to have a third offensive rebound? We are not. But we are going to have is Corbin Allen get whistled for that one. And that is going to be, if I'm not mistaken, that is his first. It is just Corbin Allen's first foul. Here comes Coben and the Wildcats. Down by 7, 5.5 before the end of regulation here in DeSoto. Championship game of the Hardwood Classic. Johnson almost loses the ball off his foot. Coben, left wing.
He loves that spot, doesn't he?
Can you hear the crowd voice their approval? David Coben. No bigger three in this game than that one right there. Makes it a 4-point game. Long three. This one by Estes doesn't go. Here come the Wildcats and Miller. Block, but somehow Coben gets it back. A little bit short, but who's there underneath? That is Trent Johnson. Mr. Scrappy underneath. He's only 6 foot tall, folks, but he has cleaned up so much underneath. He has played the bulk of this game, and somehow his motor is still running strong. And that's a strong putback by Corbin Allen. Allen has 14. Here's Johnson and the Wildcats. And they're going to get Mosquito on that one. Adam Mosquito Tanner reaches in just enough to interfere with the ball handler. So you see Jaden Lang get ready to throw it in. Will Huddleston, tell me, what's this place going to sound like if DeSoto can come back, not only tie, but potentially win this one?
Well, let me tell you, this student section is going to love it. Ron over here is going to love it. Everybody's going to love it. And I would not count them out. These cats were down 10 plus at the semifinal game last year in the state championship. Comeback led by David Coben. I believe they can do it again here tonight.
We were fortunate enough to be on that broadcast down in Emporia. And tell you what, just thinking about that game gives me some chills. That last second shot was certainly one of legends. Mr. Coben never have to pay for another meal in DeSoto. Here's Johnson, tries to feed it in to Wolleben. Let me ask you, Will, about the youth program here in DeSoto. And as I look up and down this roster, I see sophomores and freshmen and juniors. Yes, there's a couple. What is there? 3? There's Tony Sullivan, Trent Johnson, and Blake Hicks are the only 3 seniors. How are they so strong with underclass players?
Well, head coach Rice here runs a great camp every summer. For me, it was the worst week of the summer every year. But for all the kids out here, they loved it, and they learned a lot from it, and that's why they're here today at such a young age.
Josh Corey brings it up, gets it back up top to Corbin Allen. Less than 4 to play here in regulation, 41-37. Corey gives it over to Allen, little Euro step. Saunders slices and he dices. 6 points, separate the two. Northman up by 6, 43-37, and you are watching live only on A10Varsity.com. Is that a little Belle Biv DeVoe that I hear in the background, David Trimble?
I had to take my headphones off there to be able to pick it out, but I think it is.
Thank you very much, Ronnie Bell. And okay, so back to basketball. Will Huddleston reset it for us. We have a 6-point lead by the visiting team, the Oak Park Northmen. If you are a Wildcat in that huddle just now, what was Coach Rice telling you?
I'm saying this offense feeds through David here.
Being David Coben, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they can come back from the 6-point deficit pretty easily if they stay solid on defense and get a few open buckets here on offense.
43-37, 3.5 to play in regulation. Here comes the aforementioned David Coben, bringing it up into the front court. Lake Miller, Lang. There's Johnson. Going to kind of settle the tempo, which is kind of a first for both of these squads. Kind of slowing things down a little bit. Waiting for the right shot. Trying to feed it inside, but he's just not able to get open as Woblin. There's Coben. They might get a push. Yeah, they do, and I think that's going to be the third on Corbin Allen. Let's see if I'm going to guess right. That will be, as we wait the officials.
And we've had a fairly clean game, but we are now, both teams are in the 1-and-1 bonus.
Scoreboard says 37-11, but folks, we can assure you that that is incorrect.
I believe that foul
there
would be
we
on
go.
number 11.
There we go, 43-37. I would concur. I think Coach Brennan Scanlon was looking for a little clarification as well. Oak Park coming into this one 4-0. They've made quick work out of it as we see Copen make that one. First game of the season, 92 points against Southeast to their 40. Ray-Pec, they won by 6. That's a tough Ray-Pec team. Then in this tournament, they defeated Southwest out of Blue Valley and then Olathe Northwest, averaging nearly 70 points per contest, but they are well under that thanks to the defense of the Wildcats. Here's Tanner. Gets it up to Allen, Winston Allen. Well, there's Corey, or I beg your pardon, Caleb Estes. There's Corey, there's Caleb, there's Tanner. And a good timeout by Coach Scanlon. As David Trimble would say, you can't take them with you, so you might as well use them.
And that one was perfectly timed. Again, his player on the ground, not able to find somebody to get the ball to. Quick timeout, 2:44 to go.
You know, we talk about the Northmen, and now in the, well, I'll go and say, in the era of political correctness, one would think that's kind of an odd name. But would you believe that that is the name that the students chose at Oak Park as their mascot at the time of the school's opening? The mascot was named Norman the Northman. He's a lumberjack embracing a tree theme fitting Oak Park and the neighboring Oak Grove Park. The original newspaper was called the Northman's Log. And how about this one? The yearbook was named the Cambia. Of course, as everybody knows, it's a reference to the vascular cambium, which makes up the rings of a tree that can be counted to tell its age. Let me ask you this, Will Huddleston. What is the mascot for the ladies? The ladies of Oak Park.
The North Women.
That would have been my guess, too.
The North Women, I appreciate that. How about the Lady Okies?
The Lady Okies.
The Lady Okies. And real quickly, as I was doing some research, I'm not sure that I found a better social media presence athletics department than Oak Park. They have a fantastic website, and they do a fantastic job of promoting all their student athletes and activities as well. And there's I think what most people thought was going to be a turnover by the Northmen. 4 points separate the two, 43-39, 2.5 minutes left to play in regulation. Oak Park with the ball and a chance to extend their lead. Wildcats could certainly do with a good stop right here. There's a quick reach in. They're going to get Johnson on that one. It's probably a good call so it doesn't get, even though we're a little bit later in the contest, you don't want to get things too choppy between these two teams that are trying hard to take home the championship hardware. Speaking of hardware and championships, a short while ago we saw the Wildcats, the Lady Wildcats of DeSoto take on the Trojans of Topeka High, or I should say Kiki Smith and the Trojans. What started out as a pretty tight game, really, all the way through about 3.5 quarters before the Trojans were able to to build a huge lead and never look back. But turnovers for the Lady Wildcats, there were over 40 turnovers. The Lady Cats in that one. But here we have 2:13, 2:12. There's Nick Ogden. And he was able to get the foul called. And with 18 fouls for both the Northmen and the Wildcats, Nick is going to be at the line shooting a 1-and-1.
And being able to pick up points with the clock stopped is going to come in huge with only 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go. He misses the first of the 1-and-1.
Ogden. Yeah, he doesn't get that one to fall. 44-39. Will Huddleston, you see your classmates out there. They're still playing hard with less than 2 to go, down by 5. What do you think about that, Will?
Yeah, they've worked hard for this. They really want to win this game right here. And you can see it out there on the court. Down by 5 here with 1:49 left to go.
And Blake Miller got in there, got a hand on Tanner and said, no, you're going to have to earn this one.
Tried to swat the mosquito. How dare they? Adam Tanner can't get that one to go off the back iron. Great opportunity for the Wildcats. Can they get this one a little bit closer in the final 1:40, 1:39 left to play? Loose ball, and there's Tanner, and they've got the numbers. This ought to be pretty. Well, pretty on the follow, and it makes it 46-39. 7-point advantage for the Northmen. That's not what the doctor ordered for, or the veterinarian order for the Wildcats. David Coben up on top. A lot of time ticking away. They're going to have to do something. Lang, top of the lane, free throw line shot. A little bit short. Rebound to the Northmen. Quick, well, no foul. Here comes Tanner. Tanner still pushing it hard. Corey going to go ahead and bring it back up. Less than a minute to play in DeSoto. And finally, a foul called, but David Trimble, the Wildcats wasted a lot of time on those last 2 possessions.
They did. I mean, and that's not necessarily a bad thing against DeSoto. That just goes to show the defense of Oak Park was just not giving them anything to work with.
Urban Allen doesn't let the crowd and their cheers and their jeers impact that shot. How big are free throws coming down the stretch? 47-39. 8 points separate these two teams. The Northmen of Oak Park, less than a minute away from claiming the championship hardware. But first, they have to get through, and now that's making a 9-point advantage. Can the Wildcats get something quick here? They're still taking a lot of time. Again, unwilling to take a shot, but there's Nick Ogden. He takes a shot and makes it. They wasted 15 seconds, but it paid off for them. Nick Ogden, no bigger shot, and that young man's season makes it a 6-point game, 48-42. Let's talk strategy. The home team, the Wildcats, in the double bonus. The Oak Park Northmen don't really have any fouls to give because the next one is going to put, or excuse me, let me say that in the reverse. DeSoto doesn't really have any fouls to give because the next one's going to put the Oak Park Northmen. There we go. Oak Park Northmen. That's kind of a tongue twister if you think about it. Going to put the Northmen in the double bonus situation as well. Back into the contest, Maddox Dow. Going with speed, quickness, and perimeter shooting. But 6 points and 46, there is plenty of time for the Wildcats to get up and down and possibly come up and force a huge turnover right here.
And the full court press, he's
watching out for a 5-second count. Wow. And that, I don't see Coach Rice, bless his heart. You know that his blood is boiling over there. Not sure that he agreed with that call. Here's Ross trying to throw it in. We have to be wary of the 10-second count. And there's Lang. Putting pressure on, and they force a turnover. Maddox Dow up and in.
Even with the goaltend.
The goaltend does not matter. We're now to a 4-point game. 4 points, and there's Corey. Josh Corey makes it a 6-point game. 21 seconds left to play. 6 points. Here's Dow for 3. No good. And a quick foul. No foul call.
I thought they were going to get him for a travel there.
I think there was a little hesitation between the officials. Weren't really sure who was going to call that. 6 points between the Northmen and the Wildcats. Only 12.8 seconds left. And we're going to have 2 shots by Mr. Josh Corey. Corey with 8 points on the afternoon. Make it 9. Corey with another. How big is that shot? Makes it a 3-possession game. 12.8, not impossible, but might be unsurmountable. Can the Wildcats come up with a quick 3? There's Johnson, a little bit short. Back to the corner, Coben for 3. Can he get that to go? And he's going to be going to the line to shoot 3, but with only 3 seconds left and down by 7 points. It appears that it's going to be a little bit too little, too late for the Wildcats.
And you can't really even get into the missing the last shot of the free throw to try and get that. Because 3 seconds, I'm not sure that's enough time to fight for the ball, get it back out for a 3-pointer. And that still doesn't get you there.
So I was talking at between the games with Coach Roby, the girls' coach here at DeSoto. Made the comment that if those 2 teams that we saw between Topeka and DeSoto played in 2 months, the outcome's probably going to be dramatically different. People get healthy, people get injured, and the Lady Cats waiting for one of their stars, Mac, to come back. And no different here for DeSoto on the boys' side. A lot of things can happen. I can tell you this right now, that Coach Rice is going to make sure that this team gets right. They've got 3 seconds to somehow miraculously come up with 4 points. Now, I'm not really good at math, but I know someone that is, and that's Will Huddleston. Will, how do you get to 4 points in 3 seconds?
Well, first off, I am not good at math. Do not know where you got that from. But I believe we could either do, I would go for a quick steal here and a quick 2. And the only other option is another quick steal and another 2.
51-47. David Trimble, what about your math? How do you get to 4 with 3?
I don't think 3 is enough time for 2 possessions. I think they have to get a steal, kick it out to somebody, probably Coben at the 3-point line. Hope they foul him. He makes it to go to the line for a 4-point play.
I think you got to find that 2 underneath. Get the 2 as soon as you can. Hopefully, maybe you got about a second left. But we are about to find out whether or not the Northmen will be the champions of the Hardwood Classic. And there's 2 seconds, 1 second, and that is going to do it. Your champion of the 2022 Hardwood Classic in DeSoto, Kansas. Oak Park, the Northmen come across the river. They dance through the woods. They come all the way over to DeSoto High to take the championship hardware. The game was all we would thought it would be. And how about both of these squads? And even though it's early in the year, playing like this is a playoff game, they've made it both to the state tournament. Love to see these 2 match up again later in the season. But I have a feeling we're going to hear a lot more from these 2 squads as the year progresses.
And that was just a fantastic game, start to finish. The Northmen of Oak Park, just a little bit too much for the Wildcats of DeSoto to handle, and they pull off the victory 51-47 here on the Hardwood Classic, hosted by DeSoto, and we'll be hanging out right here.
We're going to be hanging out right here because we're going to have a word with Will Huddleston, student here at DeSoto Wildcat High. We're here at the Wildcat Den, part of the broadcast crew at DeSoto High School. As we see, they're going to be announcing the all-tournament team. See if we can. You know, my ears are too bad. I can't exactly hear, but I'm sure you'll be able to go out to 810varsity.com. There's there's Jaden out there picking up his hardware. Sullivan out of Northwest, but you'll be able to go to 810varsity.com for all of the all-tournament teams for the boys and girls side. But Will, as you think about what it's going to be like walking the halls on Monday, tell me about the temperament of this team. Are their heads going to be hanging low? Or tell me what you expect to see if you see David Coben walking in the halls. What's he going to say about this game?
Well, I have a feeling it's going to be just like any other day. It's a big part of this team here at DeSoto. As always, never dwell on what's in the past. Think about the future. Think about the next play. And yeah, they'll be focused on their future games and getting to that ultimate goal of a state championship.
Now, rumor has it that David Coben, we see him out there, the number 24, that he has kind of a little Michael Westbrook style to it. He will kind of dress up in those, what are they called? They're not Zubas, but what is like John Daly wear? What are those called?
Oh, that's
loudmouth.
Zumba, yeah.
The loudmouth pants. He's kind of got that dapper way about him. Is there any truth to that? Will Huddleston?
Yeah, David's for sure got some sort of confidence in the way he dresses.
Yeah, absolutely does. And certainly a lot of confidence out on the court, but this team as a whole, you know, you said it, they put in a lot of work in the offseason, hit the weight room. So many of these athletes play multiple sports. I know there's a number of players that are on the team, the baseball team with you, Will, and certainly have a bright future in front of them. We talked about it earlier, about there are only 3 seniors on this team, 2 of them being starters. So the number of sophomores that get considerable playing time, I don't think we've seen another team all weekend outside of Kip Legacy that's only made up of freshmen and sophomores with more underclassmen representation. So you've got a lot to be excited for, my man. And hopefully we'll be able to get back over here again if you'll have us and maybe put on a couple more games for 810 varsity. Have Will Huddleston on the call with us. We're gonna let you.
Tony Time out there getting his award.
Tony Time, exactly. Hey, now here's something I want to point out. Now there's no time on the clock. The game is over. The Wildcats lose by 4 to the Oak Park Northmen. But how many people are still in the stands? Not just parents, because they kind of have to be here. You expect them to be here. But how about the student section of DeSoto High? Is this exactly how it is at all the sporting events, Will Huddleston?
Yeah, sure.
How impressive is this? You know, they're all down here. They're cheering on their team. You know, nobody's trying to sneak out and get a start on their Saturday night plans. They're right here cheering on their team, and how refreshing is that? But over on the other side, as we see an Oak Park team and still being coached up right now by Coach Brendan Scanlon. He's going over some stats. I think he was actually drawing up a couple of plays earlier after time expired. Always a coach. But I can tell you that in talking with some of his players, the kids over there absolutely love Coach Scanlon. And one of them said that they would run through a brick wall for that coach. They've had a lot of great athletes walk the halls of Oak Park High School, including Ochai, who went on to play, of course, at KU and now is with, who was he with, David Trimble?
I must have missed that one. I was not aware that he moved on to the next level.
Yeah, indeed he did. We're going to move on to the next level here shortly as we see the Northmen get ready to receive the spoils of their victory. And down at midcourt, we see Laney and her mom, or I should say athletic director Michelle Mageson and her daughter Laney. I understand she's recovering from an illness just like Blake Hicks. There's Carter, center, Winston Allen, Donovan Ross. Josh Corey, Aiden Fields, Adam Mosquito Tanner, Corbin Allen, Xavier Williams, Caleb Estes, Luke Meredith, Dingag, Aaron Ransberg, of course, Coach Brendan Scanlon. The Northmen of Oak Park moved to 5-0, and they claim the championship trophy here at the Hardwood Classic at DeSoto High School 2022. It's been a treat to have you with us here all week long. I want to say a big thanks to Will Huddleston and David Trimble and Darren Kalo and Hayden Kilo. We've got Chad Rader. We've got Nolan Rader. Nolan, I think, probably does as much work as anybody. And don't want to forget old Jim McClintock. And also, we have a couple of birthday announcements to make. We want to say a big happy birthday, happy 42nd birthday to Linda Roth. Been told that she's in Shawnee, Kansas. Happy 42nd. And another Linda, Linda Trimble. Linda with a Y. Linda Trimble, would you believe she is turning 99 years old Monday? And we just couldn't be happier. What a delight. And we hear from a lot of viewers throughout these broadcasts. Heard from friends and family of both of those Lindas say they always tune in when we're on the interwebs. Well, we're glad to have them. So, all that being said, my name's Sean Brewer. Thanks so much for joining us here on A10 Varsity. Until next time, good night.